Alrighty, folks, we are back, guys. It's been a just ton of work this season. My dear friend, he gave me an incredibly large monitor. I'm gonna have to show you. I don't know if I could twist my thing around. Look how big this thing is. Huge, huge. It's like a what's it called? Um, One of those curved monitors, but I'm using it vertical so it fits on my desk because I got a vertical here, sideways here, vertical here. It's pretty cool. But anyways, folks, we are working into a few things here. I want to just talk about overview of where I'm at with this boating software. The biggest thing I'm working on right now is I've got a few things going on from an architectural standpoint, but I want to migrate this API to something I'm a little bit more quicker in. So I'm thinking about how to do this, just kind of to scaffold up a project very quick. Because kind of how I initially started it was building it for like proper um, use, which I think is incredibly well to do. Like a 10,000 to 100,000 user kind of system was kind of how I was looking to build the infrastructure for some of this. And although I do want to keep that structure in mind, in the modular architecture of Nest.js, I do want to migrate over to Next actually, and just make this API as quickly as I possibly can to start getting things moving. Because I'm very, 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 very confident. I've built a lot of software and roughly production version in Next. But my thing with Next.js is like it's got security vulnerabilities. It's got a few things that I think let's see, this is just a plain Jane Next project in front of us here, but the idea is Next is it's not like it's not really like a backend framework. Like you want to use like serverless or Nest or something like that, or like a Golang like Gen kind of backend deal. But what I can do with Nest or Next is move incredibly quick. So that's what I'm looking to do. I've got this API here from the back end of what's it called, from Nest.js, and I want to move it over to Next.js, but only to deploy it. So because everything works really really well here, it's very modular. I've got a ton of stuff built out, so I'm almost hesitant as well because it's such a software thing to do where I've got all my testing, all my stuff built out. Then I'm like, oh, well, let me move it over because that'll be easier. Definitely won't have any problems. Such a software mentality to do that, but I think I'm gonna go for it, okay? Because then I can use Prisma and spin it, or at least pop into like DynamoDB. But I really want to use Postgres to be honest. So let's think about how can I use Prisma quickly with Postgres. Okay, so we've got our application here. And I'm actually not even competent in the app directory, but we are going to figure that out, folks. Because I'm not using this as a front end framework really. I'm using it just as like to deploy a server to. So on my GitHub and my abnormally large monitor, I can go ahead and create a new repository. And let's see. I just want to deploy it. That's the biggest thing I had issues with, was deploying. I had an issue with getting the Nest backend. I deployed it to Mal, but I wasn't able to configure it, probably for some ACL stuff. But it's like I don't need it to be that big of a deal right now. Like we just need something up and running to like prove the concept, to see if we can get money coming in. And this is what I also want to define about me, separate from other software engineers, is I'm actually very business oriented, right? So a lot of software engineers would sit on this and be like, dude, you're taking a back step. And maybe I am, you know what I mean? Like in complete transparency, like maybe it is a backward step, but I don't need like the enterprise 100,000 user solution right now. I literally need something up and running that we could just go from this process to someone not knowing our product exists to they're informed about our product to now we're transitioning money into our systems, right? Like that's what I need more so than anything. I don't need to scale for 100,000 users quite yet. Hopefully one day. But right now, if I could build a system for 1,000 users, perfectly fine. And I know exactly how to do that with Next.js. I know how to encrypt a database. I know how to do all the things that I need to do for prod. Um, yeah. So that's what I want to do. This is deploying right now. And this is what I love about being confident in like some bit of software. Like it's deploying right now. It looks like it's all going well. First Nest, I was like struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling. I even deployed it on now and like it was just a pain. So boom, okay, congrats. It's deployed, done. So just like that, you know what I mean? I've already spun up this code to a server, took 2 seconds at all. And let me go to ChatGPT real quick, or let's see, next. I spent some time apart from new Next.js. I know there's differences with the app router and things like this. So let's see. Guys, I've been just working. So let's see how to do API routes. Here we go. API routes. Pages API. Oh, is it still the pages folder? I thought they got away from pages. Oh, if we're still using pages, then I'm gonna be waxing ass, folks. If that's how it's gonna go. Here, let's see. I didn't think it would be this easy. If this is how it's gonna go, then I will be waxing some serious ass here. It's gonna be a great situation. Yeah, this I'm not even worried about then. So let me go to an old repository real quick. And I'm just going to steal some API structures here. Pages, API. Let's see, ban user. We'll steal this one. Because I love the API treatment here, but I will kind of spin it up a little bit. I will change a few things just because I don't want my middleware. Actually, I'm not opposed to having middleware here. But I will say this. So like Next is not nearly as good for backend resource design as Nest.js. Nest.js is really brilliant at it. Like they break their things out really, really, really well. So I really want to think about how to do that in a proper way. Oh, and I've got an audit log too. That's an awesome feature. So it can literally like track who does what changes. And a rate limiter, that's really important as well to include in your middleware. So let me pull that down real quick. Let's see, middleware, pages, API. Audit log. Let's see. Oh, I didn't really do very much here. Okay. Yeah, so I could change that to a proper audit log. It looks like I didn't really build exactly what I wanted there. The rate limiter, there we go. That's super important. So what an audit log would do is basically any API that happens, like any interaction with an API, I would track who did what. Basically like who made that change, who updated the account, who did what. And what did they do? That's really important, right? Because you want to see kind of a history. And a rate limiter is how many times this one person could interact with your API. And the idea is you want to prevent any DDoSing of your system. So I'm going to rebuild the rate limiter, or the audit log, excuse me. Where's my right click not working? It's like showing up on this screen. That's so weird. What is going on? It's so weird. It's like when I right click, the menu is popping up down here. It's the weirdest thing ever. But a rate limiter, long story short, they limit how many times an individual can interact with your API. And you want that because you don't want to overload your system, right? So the rate limiter would slow it down. Say, hey, you can't do that. So, okay. But anyway, I want to get Postgres into my system. Let's see. Or should I use MongoDB? Trusty old Mongo. I would be able to move very quick with Mongo, but let's try something new. I'll go with Postgres. I've never used Postgres as Prisma before. Let's see, MPX Prisma. This is really what we need to do. Is just skip to this bit here. I'm going to get rid of my rate limiter for now. We'll add that later. I'll get rid of the audit log. Let's see, I don't need this. Boom. I also don't need Prisma. I don't need ban user, really. I don't need all of this. I just need try catch block, and we'll say res.json message working. So this little backend API here, all I want to do is, let's see, and we could turn this to a case. Let's see, post, we could do, yeah, let me get it, let me pull in a different, different endpoint here. Guys, if you want to use this voting software too, go to captainshare.app. Okay, let's see. Your repository. Here's what captainshare.app looks like. It's beautiful, beautiful. And it'll take you to a type form, and then inevitably we're going to start rolling out the software. So a lot of the logic's already built in Nest, as I've mentioned. I just need to get it deployed, and we got to get the native code base up to what's it called? Oh, here's what we need, all the switch case. Okay, boom. Say hello. We need the thing to get up to the app store. Is what I meant to say. Sorry guys, I haven't done some of this coding in quite some time. Why is this giving me a hard time here? Okay, boom. Gotcha. Okay, beautiful. So this API, it's just I've got a handler basically. So this is like my controller, basically. My controller's right here, and this is my service put together. So I don't have to swap between files. Maybe I could break it down that way. I do like how Nest does that and some of the other serverless backends. But again, this is not for like huge modular scale. I do want to get there, but this is more for like, I need to get something off the ground because we are in a very time crunch on how quickly we need this thing off the ground. So building it right is very, very, very important. But you have to kind of find that balance as building it right, building it lightweight, building it cheap, and building it quickly. Like there's that balance, right? And it really comes down to your demands, right? Like, and that's what I'm trying to balance out, right? Like there's no perfect answer, because if you want to build something as bulletproof as possible, it might take 10 years. But I'm going to be honest, we do not have 10 years. We have 3 months. So, um, so it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? It's like you have to figure out, okay, if I'm really competent at riding a scooter, do I need to learn how to ride a BMX bike right now? It's like, no, if all we need to do is put on a show for people and I can ride a scooter very well, then I probably want to stick to the scooter and add a few tricks or do a show around that, right? But I don't want to, um, oh, we got to set up a Postgres database here. I love how Prisma sets up stuff now. This is so cool. Okay, so let's see, format a connection. Because I've never used Postgres, so I'm gonna ask my ginormous monitor, how do I start with Postgres? I've used it with DynamoDB, so I wonder if I could just, or AWS, so I wonder if I could just use the AWS one. AWS Postgres pricing. If it's free, it's for me. Because that's the other thing too. I like to build software as cheaply as possible. Like if I'm paying more than $100 a month for something, it's too expensive. You know what I mean? Like I need to be like, I need a $9 a month OpenAI subscription. I need like the free version of MongoDB. I need free Prisma. And if I can't make something profitable off of that, then I don't think it's gonna be something good. Is personally how I view software. Because there's people who drop thousands and thousands of dollars on shit that does not work. I love this monitor, by the way, just like staring at it. It is so cool. Okay, let me go to Postgres. I've got a Mac. I think I've got Postgres actually downloaded on my machine. Let's see. LMNOP. I do not. Postman. We could use Postman for this API. Okay. All right, y'all. I do not have Postgres. This is going to be a hoot and a holler. I can homebrew install it. Let's see. Postgres.app. Beautiful. So this works without an app is what it says. Installing. Okay, so download, move to applications folder, boom, boom, boom. Latest release of Postgres. Guys, I love this kind of software engineering because it's like actually getting a little down in there, get a little dirty with it. All right, let's download it. Let's see. Requires Mac 10.13. Let's see. I think we're above 10.13. Postgres. Okay, that's what we need. Postgres, Postgres, Postgres. Boom, there it is. Okay. Open it up. Let's see. See what it's all about. Okay, so here's our server. Empty data directory. Excuse me. I don't know if I like how this is going though, because doesn't Postgres need a Like, does Postgres have an app? You know what I mean? Like, MongoDB has an online application. You connect to it through Compass, all that fun stuff. Does Postgres have an online app? It says it does. Yeah, postgres.app, right? The easiest way to get, okay, so postgres.app is a full-feature Postgres installation package. It includes everything you need to get started. We've even included a popular extension for PostGIS for geodata. Cool. Click initialize, configure your path to use included command line tools. Postgres. Okay. Done. And let's see. So we'll say initialize. Wait a sec. This is not going to be the same bash script stuff, I'm sure. You now have a Postgres server running on your Mac. Okay, that's awesome, but I don't want it on my Mac, is what I'm trying to say. Oh. It's like MongoDB, AWS, I can do it on one of their machines. So I'll tell you what, Postgres is awesome, but if I use AWS, I got to pay for it. If I use MongoDB, there's a free version, right? But hold on, I think DynamoDB is free for quite some time. Like, this is awesome. I love that there's a server of Postgres running on my Mac, but I don't want that. You know what I mean? Because in my brain, that's the same thing as like just hard coding JSON basically on your device, which is cool for like figuring out logic and all that stuff. But we need to get data moving right now, right? So let me log into AWS or MongoDB, one of the two. Oh, but if I'm just going the cheap way, you know what I mean? But honestly, you know what I mean? I think there's a statement to it. Let's try it. Let's try to make this thing. Let's try to make money going just as simple as possible. So I'm going to pull this off screen real quick just to log into MongoDB. And let me see. Accept the terms and let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cool. Look at that. Registration successful, and I can open up MongoDB. Okay, let's walk through. What is your primary goal? Build a project I had in mind. Let's see. I've got a lot of experience with MongoDB. We're going to be using Node or JavaScript. There we go. Okay. How do I just skip all this? User activity. We'll carry geospatial data, probably sales. That's probably it. Event driven, yes, mobile, and maybe microservices, but maybe not. Okay, cool. So I've got this, and I've got, oh, there should be a free cluster. Okay, I saw this, and I was like, that's all they have. We did all that work. That's all they have. But so what it's going to do is it's going to spin up an EC2 instance anyway through looks like US East 1, which is perfectly fine with me. So I'll go ahead and deploy that and ask me later to update this. And then I've got Mongo Compass here, which I'll put in the connection string, and we will just connect this way. So guys, I can't show you this part. Oh, I guess I could actually. No, but it's going to show a little too much stuff. But basically, I've got a username and then a password that I can log in to. Let's see. Oh, I need to create a user in the database. Boom, there we go. And I'm going to use Mongo Compass. I have Mongo Compass installed. The cluster is provisioning, and then I should be able to just take that string with the sign-in credentials, which is just going to be my username, password. Then I could take that and sign into Mongo Compass, which is just being able to see all the data. So hopefully we could spin this up pretty quick. And it would be awesome to have like a fully deployed system, even though it's super lightweight, like just at hello.ts right now. Then the next episode I can show like migrating some of the APIs over. And then when that API is fully launched and deployed, I can connect the React Native code base, and then we can start building the application in terms of like real use of it kind of deal. So let's see. Your cluster is being created. Your cluster is being created. Your cluster is being created. Hurry up. Connect. It's still taking time. It says it takes 10 to 15 seconds. It's been way longer than 10 to 15 seconds, folks. But so basically what we're looking at is the free version of Vercel right now, the free version of MongoDB. And I have spent some money on Mal, but we're gonna cancel that infrastructure. That's for developer operations, right? That's more for like shitload of people are using the system and we need to scale up nodes and Fargate containers quick. It would do that really well. But I do not need to do that right now. I really don't. There's no real need for that. Like right now is just like, can we even just get something up running, right? Like I need to see full end-to-end working, and then we'll start there, like get the full system working. And then if we notice, oh, this API crashed or this part of the system crashed, well, let's work on that bit now. But what I don't want to do is do top-down approach, which I notice a lot of software companies do. It's same thing when I built Team Sync, it's same thing when I built Sentiment. It's same thing when I built, any software now is like how do you sit there and build a system and do that until you actually have a system to build on? You know what I mean? Like there's nothing to build on until you have something to build on. So like the quickest way is get to production and build something first, and then reverse engineer what you need to improve. That makes the most sense to me, because it does a few things. One, you could try the thing as quickly as you can, right? You have the opportunity to try the thing as lightweight as possible to see if it works. And then you also, why is this not working? Come on. This is some bull crap. Real quick, I'm trying to connect the compass down here. Oh, here we go. Okay. Database access, update password, and let's copy that password. Update user, guys. Sorry, so I'm not able to show you all this, but the reason is just so I don't dox the thing. But boom. Okay, so now we're in our database. Sick. So this is me in the MongoDB database, and we've now deployed to Vercel. I've launched a cluster. It's time to get the application right here, the API, to connect to the database. Let's switch this to MongoDB. And let's start figuring out how to get Prisma to post something to this database. That would be awesome. That would be really awesome. So I need to actually collect the connection string here. So let me actually sign out or copy this or something. And guys, I think I need to pull this down so I'm not doxing myself here. It would be awesome. Okay, boom. And I put that in my environment file. Okay. All right, sweet, 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 sweet. So all I did was take this connection string and I put it in my environment file. So then my Prisma is pointing at that connection string. And let's say model, hello. And I could say ID string. We are using MongoDB. Okay, and let's go ahead and figure out how to get Prisma up and running now. We are going to use Mongo this time around. So let's see. Looks like we've just done that part. So we launched it from MongoDB and then we added a password. We've got the port and the database. And then all this stuff will obviously need to change when it comes to production. But sweet, this is now roughly what we're looking at is let's model something. Let's build out a user or some sort of data object. And then let's start getting Prisma installed. So Prisma client, which is just going to be this guy. Sweet. And it looks like we just need to use Prisma now. Const users, let's say const hello. We don't have anything but this model here. So I'm going to use npx Prisma generate. And what that does, it's going to generate, it'll update Prisma to now be connected to MongoDB and have our model.hello. So when I use Prisma, it should say hello here, and it does. And I can create a hello message. So we are just going to use this as a server on the back end. Res.json hello. Cool. And I think if we now hit this endpoint, so I could do it from the front end, or I could actually just do it from a curl request. But let's do it from the front end just to kind of show this. So I'll go to my pages here. I'll npm I Axios. I like using Axios the most. It's very straightforward. So import Axios from Axios. And what I'm going to do is test this endpoint. And we're going to test it with a simple button and a function. So function test API. So Axios, actually we could do async wait const res equals Axios dot post, and we want API slash hello because it's going to point to this API here. And we will send it a message, whatever we Send it here, name hello world. Say console log res.data, make sure it all goes well. Let's just get a button here that we can click the button and post to our endpoint or post to MongoDB. And if that all works, we'll pop this episode, we'll call it done. And yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. So I actually don't think I need to do very much else here. Should have a button here. Looks ugly, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Let me get background blue, hover, and even an active state would be awesome. So when I click it, I can see. Let me click the button. And you know what? Let's go ahead and bring out the old program with PAG skills here, where we flex, justify, center. Items, that's how, guys, AI is so weird nowadays. I feel like software engineering is gonna definitely change. I feel like it's already changed so much. But okay. So we've got all this stuff going in, and then I guess let's create one from a hard-coded test. And then we'll let's get our DB right here. Let's see if it all works. We may be first take draking it. We may not be though. Let's see, boom, post. Uncaught 404 API hello.ts. Let's see if we're even firing this off. Tell you what, let's rerun all the servers and make sure we are up and running. $405, we got a 405. That's what is that? Unauthorized. I don't think we saw this fire off. Yeah, 405. Okay, so this may need to be in the source folder. I'm not sure. Let me fire off the server once more. Let's see. Captain Show, there's no pages folder here, so let's see, compiling. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hello, 405. Let me take a little screenshot here. Ask our dear friend chat. This is so cool having this epically large monitor. It just feels so great with ChatGPT because I can see every message. It's so cool. I am getting a 405 when I try this endpoint. I'm going to show. Here is my index for page at TSX. This is my hello.ts. Boom. See what it says. Oh, I was doing a get method. What a rookie. What a rookie, folks. Post hello, get hello. Oh my gosh. What a easy overlook this whole time. What an easy overlook. Okay, so, but I guess I did need to keep the pages API in the app directory. Is that true? You know what I mean? Is that true? Let's see. Post. Did that work? Failed request error 500. Okay, that may not have worked. Let's see. Is the pages folder in the correct spot? Just got a 500. Getting a phone call, folks, from a neighbor. I'm going to ignore it real quick. Should be in the source folder. Oh, okay, so it is in the right spot. Okay, great. Let me refire up this real quick. And we want to post. Let's see on the front end if this works. This is working. Say this is working too. We'll see where it breaks. I'm sure it breaks right there. I didn't see anything pop up, folks. This is working. Yep, so it breaks on this, a post request API. Let's see, source pages. Oh, it says make it into the app directory. So API, hello, and then route. Oh, so that looks way different. This is where I started just software engineering wise. I was working on different stuff. It wasn't on the app directory. Because I also don't like JavaScript frameworks on how quickly they change and stuff. It's kind of annoying. It's like, dude, like every other day, it's like a new directory that you're supposed to use, and you're like, why? No one knows. It's just like you just use it, I guess. Okay. But let's see. This might actually help with organization here. But okay, let's try this out. And let's get rid of all this. And let's just see if this will work. $206, so that did work. Hello world, it's working. Great. How do I add Prisma? Here, boom. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. Use Mongo DB. Here is my file, guys. Because in my brain, if I can get it all system connecting, at that point we're just adding. We're just adding. So this is the hardest part. Is in my opinion, is this type of stuff. So here, let's see. But I'm really excited because I really want this system and application all working. And I think it will be here shortly as soon as I get this up and running. Okay, let's see. Boom. PM run dev. Add Prisma singleton. What is this? So create a singleton for Prisma. Why? Why? Oh, that is cool. Then I can just pull in Prisma. Okay, maybe I will do that. But let's see, that did not work. Huh. Just refresh, double checking, it didn't work. Nope. I gotta refresh this. Boom. No. This is why I always use the pages directory, because it's like, you know what, fuck all this. Like, this is annoying. Like, you learn how to use something and then it changes the next week, and you're like, dude, How does anyone get anything done? Choosing a tech stack in the JavaScript world is like getting married and then divorced in like a week. You're like, hey, we set up all this stuff, our finances, and then next week we're also going to divorce. Okay, let's see. I just want to send something here to my database. That's all. Then we could start working. Test API hello. Come on, baby. Give me a 200. This is an update to Prisma. It's got to be API or Prisma client unknown. Weird. Does not specify. Oh, a database name. Oh, okay. So then I need to name it something. Okay, let me go to my environment string real quick. And let me put a database name. Maybe that's all it was the whole time. That would be so nice. Oh. Completely just doxes the data. I'm gonna have to change that now. This whole time, folks, I was trying to be slick with it, you know. Now I gotta change my database. But let's see if it works before. Oh, we got a 200. Okay, cool. So it looks like nice. And we can see the data. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking about. And let me see. Integration. Let me push this up to GitHub and it'll redeploy to such a, well, while I have y'all, and we're just gonna completely dox this cluster because I'll redeploy it now. I'm gonna go to Vercel and I'm gonna put this part of this settings right now. So here, I'll show you guys how to do that. Meanwhile, so I go to settings and I go to environment variables and I could put in this string and database URL. And let me go to deployments. Oh, error just now. Let's see. What did it do? Npm fund. Where did it break? Why did it break? Let's see why it broke. But basically, if a live version works, that's really good. It's really good. And then we'll have to do some JSON web tokens, some XAPI keys, get this thing up and running, right? Looks like it's working. So hold on, let me redeploy. Let me try. But then we can use this this app, if you will, or this tag to start connecting like the API and the phone app to this API. So then we're getting stuff into the database, which is super, super cool, which would be awesome. So let me, let me get this all connected, all full circle moment, and then we'll call the episode here. It's probably going on an hour or so. So let's see. Nope, still an error. Okay, what is the error? Where is it? Puny code. Use trace deprecation. Okay. DB integration. There we go. Prisma. Oh, that's right. So in my package, every time you build, you got to have Prisma generate. So what Prisma generate does is it'll always update that script or that contract, right? So let's see, deployment error fix with Prisma. Boom. So now every time the build happens, Prisma is going to update the contract first, make sure it's up to date, make sure it's connected to the right URI string, make sure the models are all updated, and then it'll go ahead and build. So, and we'll kind of add to that. It's basically going to be my own like built-in CI/CD pipeline. Inevitably, I'll put a CI/CD pipeline to also recheck that things are working. But if we have like a script that tests, type checks, lints, builds, and generates contracts, and it kind of passes all those things, that's pretty much a CI. That's like getting in front of your CI/CD pipeline, right? Because now you're like working before code even gets pushed up. You're making sure. Let's see, npm build Prisma not found. Oh, it needs to be npx Prisma generate. That's my bad. My bad. Okay, cool. And then I do that all the time because it's like before code even gets into your code base, there's a certain standard of quality that it hits. It's like it has to be tested, has to be linted, has to be formatted, has to be like type checked, and a few other things. And you'll see sometimes it'll fail those things, but that's good. It means you're catching low quality code before it goes anywhere. So, but let's see. Building. Looks like this is going to go well, folks. Feels like it's going to go well. I think there's going to be some cores issues that we run into here. So I'm actually going to get in front of that now. So let me go ahead and do that because I could see us getting from the live version. Say here is my, and here's my URL. Yeah, because watch this. It would work if we don't have cross origin resource. Let's see. This is working. Oh, maybe it did work. Okay. Well, fuck my dog. Nope. Boom. Caught 504. I'm sure it's gonna be a cores issue. Let's see, 504 error code. Gateway timeout. It's probably timed out because it's cores. Be my guess. But so that's the that's like sometimes the leap of going from like on your own machine to production is like tiny things like this that just like on the machine it works great, but then when you get to production it doesn't. So yeah. So let's see. So it says install cores. Let's do that. And I'm going to put cores here and inevitably, oh, well, that's not good. I'll tell you what, we'll wrap this episode up. I'll do that behind the scenes so it's not a boring episode. But the good news is we've got a Next.js version deployed. We've got a database soft deployed. It's not production ready at all because production ready looks like we're going to have to do some URI changing now that I've doxed it. The database will need to be encrypted, and then and there's two encryptions. There's encryption at rest and there's encryption at transit. We definitely need to do encryption at rest for sure right now. Encryption at transit definitely as well. Encryption at rest is a non-negotiable. That's like a huge deal. And then I need JSON web tokens. Like there's a few things we need to do for prod, but I like that I'm putting it into this kind of thing because then I can start spinning up the resources in here and start live testing, and we can look at the application from top down from this point. And I think it's gonna be really fun. Yeah, guys. Well, thank you for watching another episode. There's going to be a ton more coming out. If you'd like to check out the thing again, it's captainshare.app. Fix or walk into the type form if you'd like. We are onboarding captains. with boat owners. So if you're a boat captain or if you know someone who's a boat captain, make sure to sign up for this. We're trying to get a steady income stream for boat captains and raise the standard for captains as well for boat owners. If you need a captain, go to captainshare.app, sign up. We've got you. Guys, thank you so much.